Good morning to you, everybody. My name's Sean. This is Backseat Gorilla Productions, and this morning I woke up hungry. I wanted some breakfast, and I thought maybe what a better way to start our day by making some coffee. And maybe a little bit of breakfast as well. Today I dug into Mrs. B's little stash of coconut flavored coffee. So I got myself some of that. I got myself a little bit of milk over here, but stay tuned to find out what's for breakfast right here on BGP. Okay guys, so I woke up this morning and I really wanted some biscuits. And you know, biscuits are just one thing that I haven't quite been able to make from scratch and do very well. So I figured, you know what, let's ask somebody that has. So I reached out, I asked my dad, and you know what, he sent me a whole big, I don't know what you call it, but a big stack of paper. It was like 15 pages worth of how to make biscuits. And I read through it, and big long article. I'll try to link it in the description below if the terms will allow me. I'm not sure if they will, but I'm gonna try that recipe and see what it does. First things first, guys, wash those dirty hands, okay? And then, once you've done that, be sure and set your oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. Alright guys, so if you're going to make biscuits, you're going to need to follow some steps. These steps are right here. First off, you're going to have to mix up some dry ingredients. You're going to have to cut in some fat. That's mix in some fat. Then you're going to mix in the liquid. You're going to knead the dough. You're going to roll out the dough. Then you're going to cut the biscuits, and then you're going to bake the biscuits, and then you're going to eat the biscuits and enjoy the biscuits. To do all these things, we do need some certain hardware requirements, and it's really simple. We need 2 cups of flour right here. We need 1 cup of milk right here. I've got some of my coffee too. So good. And we're gonna need 1 cup of fat. So that is going to be 1 stick of butter is what we are going to use. You can use margarine or shortening if you want to, but I'm gonna show you a neat little trick how to use butter. 1 tablespoon, or no. Yeah, 1 tablespoon of baking powder and 1 teaspoon of salt. That's it. So step number 1, mix in some dry ingredients. Remember, if your hands are dirty, if you touch the oven and you haven't washed them since, wash them again. Okay guys, so this is not very difficult at all from what I can tell. So we're gonna start off with our flour right here. It says that we need 2 cups. And this guy in the article says it really doesn't matter if you weigh it or just use it from a measuring cup. So we're just gonna use it from a measuring cup. Traditionalists will weigh it, or you know, maybe not traditionalists, but scientists will weigh it out. Whatever. 2 cups of all-purpose flour, not the self-rising kind, the all-purpose kind. See? All-purpose. The reason being, we're going to add our own rising agents, our own leavening in the form of this baking powder right here. So let's stick to the recipe. It's going to need 2 cups of flour, and it was 1 tablespoon of the baking powder. This is going to be what makes our biscuits rise up. So it actually reacts with the milk and the other stuff that's mixed in here. The flour, I guess it's just the milk really, but we're gonna follow the instructions. It says to do it, we're going to. 1 tablespoon baking powder. I would also like to mention that this is the aluminum-free variety. To me, it tastes better than the other stuff. We got 1 teaspoon of salt here. I normally use kosher, but the baking really doesn't go with kosher salt. This kind of gets absorbed a little bit easier, I've found. So we have all of those things dumped in. Get our whisk and whisk it up. Next step, your fat. 1 stick of butter needs to go into this flour. What's the best way to do it? Microplane grater. Check this out. Just take your butter and you just run it across here until it is done, y'all. And for you all old schoolers out there, you can also do it by hand. Yeah, just grab the rest of it here once you're done grating, or if you don't want to grate it at all. So I like to do this. This is an old technique that I learned from making scones. It does about the same thing. The micrograter, it does take a bit of time, and well, this is just about as good. The main thing is you want to keep your fat cold. Really, you just want to keep your fat cold. And break it into little pieces. Use your hands to separate, or not separate, but just use your hands to incorporate all the little goodies in there. All right, so now that we have our fat distributed, it's time to add our milk. This calls for 1 cup of milk, so we'll do it. Let's make sure this is exactly 1 cup, not anything over. It's a little bit over. I'll just pour it off in my milk, or in my coffee. There we go. Okay, 1 cup of milk. Set that over here. Give it a good stir. And then he also said in the article that it's important not to over mix this, as you can do that. But it doesn't really matter that much. You've got a lot of leeway. He said you've got like 20 or 30 kneads before it really becomes an issue. So we've got this mostly incorporated together there. I'm gonna add a little bit more flour, I think, because it's a little bit sticky. Just a little bit on my hands, and there we go. That's about right. That's about right. So I'm gonna take this and I'm going to move the bowl. A little bit of flour for the board right here. Like that. Say the knead for 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And all you have to do here, you just make a little thing, a little pat of the dough, fold it over on itself, and roll through, just like that. Now comes the fun part. We have to roll this stuff out. So let's move our utensils and stuff out of the way. Find ourselves a rolling pin. All right, so we have our rolling pin. I like to roll these kind of on the half-inch-ish side. Put that right over the top, make this process easier. Roll a little bit this way. Roll a little bit this way. Roll this way. All right, so these are actually a little bit on the thin side for my liking, so I'm going to knead it back together, just like this. And like I said, it shouldn't make that much of a difference if you make a mistake like I did. You can just redo it, guys. Just redo it. Roll it right back out to the right thickness, and everything will be okay. All right, these might be a little on the thin side, but we'll see. So, just got a cup right here. What I'm gonna use. Just down, twist. There you go, biscuit. down, twist, biscuit, down, twist, biscuit. Come on, dough. Biscuit. Then we're just going to rework this into another little ball. Like that. Biscuit. Uh-oh, now we're sticking. Need some flour. Oh, we're definitely gonna need some flour. Hold on. All right, another biscuit. This will be the last one. We're just gonna hand patty. Okay, so now that we have our biscuits, let's take them over and put them on the pan. All right, so here are our 6 little biscuits right here, all equally spaced apart. We're gonna put them in the oven, and I'm gonna get some butter ready to brush on them before we do that. After I wash my floury hands. Okay, so I've got my melted butter and my silicone brush. We're just going to give these a little brush right over the top before we stick them in our oven. Again, 425 degrees for about 15 minutes, or until they're nice and golden brown and done and delicious. So guys, what goes better with biscuits than gravy? But that's another show. Alrighty, y'all, the biscuits are out. Let's put them up here. Alright, so we've got our biscuits. Let's put them on the plate. Let's take that one right there. And you know what? We're gonna eat the ugly one too. We're gonna eat the ugly one too. It's nice and hot, man. Let's take a look at these. Take a look at these. In fact, okay, so we have our biscuits. Let's crack them open and put our gravy on there. Ooh, nice and steamy. I think this recipe might work, man. I think this recipe might work. Did we crack the biscuit code? I know that one's kind of weird, but whatever. We'll eat it by itself. Let's see what it tastes like. Gravy. Gravy. Of course, you can put some sausage in this gravy if you want to. I'm content. This is just how it is. Of course, we'll break off a little piece for Jazzy Dog, you know. Is it good? Anyway, guys, it's been fun, so thank you so much, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning for another episode of Good Morning. Whatever. Peace out, guys. Bye! Well guys, the biscuits and gravy are good. So I will see you next time, and please do make sure that you like, subscribe, and check out all the links down below for all of the cool BGP stuff. Guys, I'll see you tomorrow morning. Have a good one. Bye.